Good Wednesday morning, everybody. I'm Dave Furtado.
And I'm meteorologist Jefferson Donovan.
And welcome to Keep Her Quick, your latest local news and weather commercial free in about 15 minutes or less. We're going to jump right over to weather because Jefferson, the copy and paste situation resumes today. Temperatures back into the triple digits, another hot one for today. And that haze is sticking around too, right?
Yeah, haze and smoke are going to be very dense today. In fact, I would say it might not be a copy and paste, but rather kind of ratcheting it up by a few notches today. Temperatures are going to be a bit hotter than yesterday, and there is going to be more haze and smoke in our skies today when compared to yesterday too. In fact, we are going to be looking at possible record high temperatures on this Wednesday. Also looking at possible record high temperatures tomorrow. Now, smoke could reduce the air quality at times. In fact, an air quality alert has been issued for Yakima and Kittitas County specifically, and it would not surprise me too much to see that air quality alert expanded to the Columbia Basin, and then a cooling trend is going to begin soon. That is one good weather headline with two quite bad weather headlines. We'll talk more about all three of these weather headlines coming up.
Thanks, Jefferson. We begin this morning in the Tri-Cities. A candidate for Richland City Council died over the Labor Day weekend. The Benton County Coroner's Office confirming to KEPR that 62-year-old Donald Landsman died Sunday after suffering a heart attack in his sleep. Landsman, a GOP precinct officer for the Benton County Republican Party, was the leading candidate heading into the November election for the position 4 seat on the Richland City Council. As for what's next in that race, Landsman's name will still appear on the November ballot per Washington state law. And leaders with the Benton County Elections Department tell us there will also be no changes to the voter pamphlet to notify voters of Landsman's death, since the booklets have already been approved for print.
While it's really unfortunate when we get into these situations, the laws are in place for a reason, and that is to make sure that we're able to timely get the voters pamphlet completed, ballots out to our military and overseas voters, and then ultimately, get an as accurate as possible ballot out to our local voters.
Now, if Landsman wins, the position will be vacant until the City Council chooses an appointee. The seat would then appear on the 2026 ballot for voters to choose a candidate to complete the balance of the 4-year term. And also, big news this morning, a woman is now free after pleading guilty to 1 count of second-degree murder for causing the death of a girl with significant medical needs. Darlena Ann Chilson began caring for Casey McDermott in 2001 and became a legal guardian in 2014. In March 2016, Chilson took Casey to what is now Multicare Memorial Hospital, where hospital staff determined Casey was suffering from maltreatment. She was transferred to Seattle Children's Hospital, where she died on May 2nd, 2016. Chilson no longer has a caregiver license and was sentenced to 23 months in prison with credit for the nearly 2 years she spent on electronic home monitoring while awaiting trial. So now she's a free woman. And Yakima County commissioners are expecting a multi-million-dollar budget deficit in 2026. KIMA's Aiden Connor tells us how commissioners plan to deal with this lack of funding.
Yakima County expects a sizable deficit heading into 2026. Officials are finding their focuses to combat the deficit.
What we're always watching is, of course, where salaries are at. Wages increase, as you know, cost of living. And so we have a natural labor cost that increases as time moves on. We're also watching our sales tax. As sales tax decline, that's something that the county pays a lot of attention to.
Commissioner Amanda McKinney believes the county jail is also a point of emphasis.
The most impactful things that we have are definitely our jail. Our jail has run at several $1 million of loss every year consistently for the last decade. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that the structure itself is designed like an old hospital. It's very labor intensive. But then you've had the state legislature require jails to provide more and more medical services. A lot of them come with extreme cost.
She says that Yakima County is looking for opportunities and solutions, especially on the topic of employment and salary.
I think we're going to find a solution that will entail likely not filling vacant positions. We will be looking for more grant opportunities.
Commissioner Kyle Curtis says that the county is preparing to make difficult decisions in order to maintain a steady budget.
As you know, our revenues only increase by 1% every year, and when you have expenses that go well above 1%, you have to get very creative and you have to make some very difficult decisions to be able to keep your budgets in alignment. And we've made those difficult decisions in years past. And so as we're gearing up for our 2026 budget, we're looking at everything.
Financial Services Director Brian Carlson suggested budget cuts to the commissioners of Yakima County, who strongly opposed the idea. Reporting for Action News, I'm Aiden Connor.
KIMA's Aiden Connor, thank you. And the county's deadline to adopt the budget is December. And speaking of funding, the Pasco City Council is trying to come up with a new source of funding to maintain roads. Right now, they're getting ready to vote on whether to increase the sales tax or add a yearly fee to registered vehicles within the city. As vehicles become more fuel efficient or even all electric, the sales tax on gasoline is bringing in less revenue to help maintain city roads.
That revenue source is declining, and our expenses on maintaining streets, doing snow removal, they've been increasing, and so we're looking for other funding to kind of balance that need versus the resources that are coming in.
Now, the City Council has yet to vote on the issue, but so far a majority of the council members have said they plan to vote for added fees to yearly vehicle registrations. And Keys Road in Terrace Heights is now closed to through traffic for a project to widen the road and add sidewalks and lighting. Drivers trying to reach Keys Road should use the light at Terrace Heights Drive and North 3rd Street, then take University Parkway to access the back route. The road may be closed through October 31st, but county engineers hope to reopen it sooner than that. Anyone who needs to get to their homes or businesses on the road will still have access. And wildfires are impacting our air quality. This Washington State Department of Natural Resources is reporting lightning strikes have started a number of fires in our state. They reported more than 350 lightning strikes last Thursday and Friday, and 480 more Sunday night into Monday. These fires are making our air smoky, which can impact your health, harmful for sensitive groups like children, the elderly, and those with respiratory issues.
It's definitely really important to make sure that you're protecting yourself. One option for that is wearing an N95 mask like we did during COVID. You can also find other ways online to help protect yourself by creating a cleaner room inside your home. You could use a box fan and just a HEPA filter and strap them together, and that can help.
For more information on air quality, you can visit our website, KEPRtv.com. And with that, let's jump right over to meteorologist Jefferson Donovan. Jefferson, as we look at the smoke forecast, you can see a whole lot of red. And is that going to be working its way into our area pretty soon?
Yeah, lots of reds and oranges on the map, not necessarily what you want to see. So let's just jump right into that smoke forecast. There are a ton of fires burning around the Pacific Northwest, and that is creating those smoke concerns. Taking a look at the haze and smoke forecast, again, to Dave's point, we are going to be looking at plenty of smoke enveloping our forecast area through
September,
this Wednesday,
and not December.
And then even as we go into Thursday, still looking at plenty of smoke around the inland Northwest. And in fact, I am a bit concerned that not only will smoke concerns continue for the rest of this week, but for the next several weeks until we get one of those fire season-ending rain events, which just does not seem to be coming anytime soon. There are air quality alerts that have been issued for Grant County as well as Kittitas and Yakima counties until further notice, as this wildfire smoke could reduce air quality. And it would not surprise me at all to see the Columbia Basin included in this air quality alert as we advance forward in time, again, just because we are anticipating so much smoke around the entirety of the viewing area. Now, the other big component to the weather side of the story today will be heat. Heat and smoke are the two biggest weather parts of the story today. Anticipate high temperatures in the Tri-Cities to reach the low 100s today. Upper 90s to low 100s for the Yakima Valley, upper 90s to low 100s today in the Kittitas Valley, with upper 90s to low 100s as well for the Blue Mountain foothills. Now, what I will say is that haze and smoke will likely be so dense that some of these temperatures are going to actually be cooler than what are projected on the screen. Weather models typically do struggle to resolve temperatures when there is haze and smoke in the sky. But again, no matter how you slice it, today will be a rather hot day, and in fact, potentially a record-breaking day of heat. In the Tri-Cities, we have a great opportunity to break the record of 98 degrees set previously back in 1998. In Yakima, a good chance to tie the record of 100 degrees that was set previously back in 1988. In Walla Walla, A fantastic chance to break the record of 96 degrees. That record was set back in 1993. And in Ellensburg, a wonderful opportunity to break the record of 95 degrees. That was set back in 2003. So again, an abnormally hot day of weather coming to our forecast area today, but a cool down is in sight. Check this out. As we go into Thursday, temperatures are going to be staying rather hot with upper 90s to low 100s. By Friday, though, temperatures do back off to the mid 90s. And then by Saturday, highs will only be in the upper 80s to low 90s. And after Saturday, the cooling trend will continue. And in fact, by next week, we could be talking about upper 70s and low 80s, which will feel very nice after the 100s that we are going to be looking at today and potentially tomorrow. One more piece to the weather puzzle I would like to note, chances of showers as we go into Saturday. There's going to be at least a slight chance of showers around the region. I don't think anyone is going to be getting too damp on Saturday, but again, a slight chance of showers on Saturday will exist. And then as we go into Monday, we will see another round of slight chances of showers. Again, nobody getting too wet on Monday, but a slight chance of showers will exist. So the potential for showers as we go into the weekend and a cooling trend, I think all good things after seeing so much smoke and heat for today and tomorrow. Right now, I'm going to toss it back over to Dave.
Thanks, Jefferson. A lot of stuff to keep our eyes on. Thank you so much. A company involved with the Hanford vitrification plant called Amentum is investing in local students with a $20,000 donation for STEM education. Standing for science, technology, engineering, and math, STEM aims to get students interested in engineering fields and jobs like those at the Hanford site.
We recognize as a district how important it is for our students to have that exposure to STEM education starting as early as elementary so that students build their confidence and enthusiasm around those STEM subjects.
Now, teachers within the district are able to apply for individual grants of up to $1,000 to bring STEM lessons to their classrooms. And sticking with education, Heritage University is kicking off the new school year with a celebration unlike any before. A hot air balloon, karaoke, and a new president at the helm. KIMA's Anissa Williams tells us about an upcoming event.
This Thursday, Heritage University will host Rise Up, a campus-wide celebration led by new president Dr. Christopher Gilmer. With more than 800 people registered, it could be the largest event in the university's history. He chose the theme after being inspired by a song by Andra Day.
Rise up, she says, I'll rise up, I rise unafraid. There's things we could be afraid of in the world right now, but we choose at Heritage University to focus on all of the many positive things that we've got here. The song says, all we need is hope, and for that we have each other. And that is what I have come to believe of this place in the 2 months that I've been its president. It's a place filled with hope, and in order to continue that, all we need is each other.
Just 2 months into the job, Gilmer says his first priority isn't on making major changes, but listening and learning.
It really is arrogant and foolish for any leader to come from the outside of any organization and just try to superimpose some model from the past. And so I may be guilty of something, but I won't be guilty of that. I'm going to spend this first year figuring on how to build up the really great things that have already been happening here for 42 years.
He knows firsthand what it means to balance education and family. It's a reality many of his students face, and one the university is designed to support.
Heritage is a full-scale university right here, and people don't have to choose between remaining closely linked to their families and getting a world-class education. They can do both. And then if they choose to, hopefully we're educating them for the careers that are needed in this valley and beyond.
When asked what he wants his legacy to be, Gilmer said he's focused less on legacy and more on building something that lasts.
When I was a kid, I said to my mother, "Mama, how do you become great?" And here was her answer to me. She said, "Worry about being good and let great take care of itself." And she said, and the way to be good is to do the very best that you can every day, knowing that you're going to fail, and especially on the days that you fail, get up and try again.
KIMA's Anissa Williams, thank you. And Rise Up starts at 4 p.m. tomorrow on the Great Lawn at the University in Toppenish. And finally, a 3/4-sized replica of the Vietnam Wall in D.C. is being set up in Ellensburg's Rotary Park. It's called The Wall That Heals, and over the next few days, several events are taking place at the wall. You can help set it up today, and then on Thursday at 9 a.m., there's an opening ceremony to honor the only person from Ellensburg who was killed in action during the Vietnam War.
I'm a veteran, and I was part of the Vietnam era, and I know that when we returned, we weren't treated fairly because it was an unfavorable war. That's why it's called the Wall That Healed.
Now, a ceremony honoring those who died from Agent Orange will take place Friday night. The wall will be open to the public 24 hours a day until it heads to Port Townsend on Sunday. And that does it for us. Thank you for watching this episode of Keep Her Quick. For more local news and weather, you can head over to our websites, keeperandkimatv.com, as well as our Facebook pages. But while you're here, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up with our latest mini newscasts Monday through Friday. Have a whimsical Wednesday, everybody.